Hello everybody, my name is Eric and welcome to the channel. So real quickly, this is going to be a continuation off of my last OBS video that I did a while back ago about how to set up your EVGA XR1 Pro. If you need to know how to set that thing up, I go into full details in that video on how to set it up, how the EVGA works, and give you tips and tricks on how you can maximize using the EVGA. So watch that video in its entirety. On this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I separate my game audio, and I'm going to show you what I use in order to separate basically for a solo person to separate their audio from the game, from their stream, from their music, from your PlayStation 5 chat, whatever it is that you have going on. This is going to show you how to separate and route your audio in OBS Studio. All right, you guys, so real quickly, I'm going to show you how I have my cables connection, the cables that I've connected. And I can't move some of these because of the way I've already routed them. But these are, I'm going to have links to all this stuff down below for you guys. But this first cable, this is going to be a ChatLink Pro cable. What this cable has it has two ends. One of them is the one that you connect to your PlayStation 5 controller. And then the other end has a noise isolator, and it goes directly into the mic input on the back of my PC. That's where that's connected. Again, the mic input on the back of my PC. And then this is the end that connects to your PlayStation controller. I'm going to go ahead and connect that now. We're going to make that connection, right? And then we're going to go to the little split here that it comes out of, because this is where you're going to start making your connections. You're going to need this particular adapter cable. This is a female TRRS. No, I'm sorry, a female TRS. I got to get these connections proper. Let me add some light there. But this is a female TRS to male TRRS adapter. So a tip ring sleeve female to male tip ring sleeve adapter. I don't know if you can see there. You see how it's got 3 rings. That's tip ring sleeve, tip ring sleeve. And what that's going to do is going to make your microphone work again with your controller. Okay, so we're going to connect that to the little Y split here on the ChatLink cable. And then you're going to take your splitter. As you can see, I've already connected my headset here. You're going to take your splitter. You're going to take the microphone side of your headset splitter, right? And you're going to connect it to the microphone side. So microphone to microphone, because this is a TRS connection, a tip ring sleeve connection. And this adapter is converted it back to a tip ring sleeve connection. So connect your microphone to microphone, and there you go. And then on the other side, this is your stereo. This is what you're going to connect either to your PC. You're going to connect to your speakers. You're going to connect if you have a USB microphone with an audio output. You're going to connect that wherever you're going to send your OBS audio. That's what this is going to connect to. Now, I personally use an extender, not this particular one. I have another one that's already routed. I use this particular extender, and all this is doing is going straight into my audio interface. And for you, like I said, that could be the back of your PC, that could be your USB microphone or whatever. Anyway, so that's the cables that I use for me to be able to separate my PlayStation 5 chat audio. Okay, that way it's independent from all my other recording and all my other audio. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into OBS real quick. All right, guys, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but your headset microphone, that's only going to be used for your game chat audio only. So whatever's going to your console chat, that's what that headset microphone is going to be used for only. You will need a secondary microphone. It could be a USB microphone. I use a Blue Yeti sometimes. And then for predominantly, I use this, which is the Zoom CDM1 connected to an audio interface. And that's what's going to record your voice for whatever you're recording. And it's also going to send your voice to your stream. So that's why you need a secondary microphone, because your headset microphone is only going to be for your PlayStation chat, whether that's party chat or in-game chat, so they can hear you. All right, let's go into OBS and continue here real quick. All right, you guys, so here we are in OBS Studio. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go under our settings to make sure that our settings are good. Under our settings, the first tab we're going to look at, let me expand this here. The first tab we're going to look at is going to be our outputs tab. Now under output mode, make sure you select advanced. I'm not going to be able to select a few things here just because it's grayed out because I'm recording, but make sure you select advanced. And then under your streaming tab up here, the first thing we're going to look at is your audio track. For this, if you're streaming, whatever you send to audio track that you select here, you have the option to select 1 through 6. I have selected track 1. So for me, anything that I send to track 1, any audio that I send to track 1, that is going to go to my stream. Okay. And then next thing we're going to do is going to go under recording tab, and under the recording tab here under audio track, you have the option to select up to 6 tracks to record. So if you're doing recording only, this is what you would select. Because I stream and record, I record everything all at once. I have audio track 1 selected, and I don't know if you can really see it there because it's grayed out, but I'm going to tell you I have track 1 selected, checked. I'm sorry. I have track 2 checked, track 3 checked, track 4 checked. So I'm recording 4 independent tracks from each other. I'm recording track 1, which is everything that's going to the stream. I'm recording track 2 that for me, I have selected for my game audio and my desktop audio because I don't do both of those at the same time. And then I have track 3, excuse me. And then I have track 3, that's going to be my microphone audio. And then track 4, that's going to be my chat audio, whether it's coming in through my console or it's coming in through Discord. And that's what that's for. And then under my audio, this is kind of like a set it and forget it for me. I just set everything to an audio bit rate of 320. I don't have anything coming into OBS at a 320 or higher bit rate. I think everything's like right around 128, somewhere around there for everything that I'm setting into OBS. So this was kind of like, hey, let me just set it at 320 so I don't have any issues and forget it. And that's what that is. Next thing, we're going to go under audio and then look at your sample rate. Whatever audio sample rate you're using, that's what you want to set in OBS. So if you're using a 4400 kilohertz sample rate, make sure you set it in OBS for the same thing. So like if your game audio is at 4400 kilohertz, make sure OBS is set at 4400 as well. That way you don't have any issues with popping or any like not buffering, but stuttering issues. So make sure that it's set at 44 or 4800 kilohertz and everything else is set at that same kilohertz. For me, I can show you real quick with the EVGA. We're going to the sounds here, and I'll open the EVGA and go to recording, double click on it, and I'm going to go to advanced. And if you notice, it's set at 4800 kilohertz. That's why my sample rate is set at 4800 kilohertz. Same thing, iTunes I have going into OBS. My iTunes settings in iTunes itself is set at 4800 kilohertz. Global settings, whatever you set here from your drop down, whether that's your microphone or whether that's your desktop speakers, whatever you say here, that's every time you create a new scene, it's going to get automatically added. So if you want to set everything yourself up, don't add anything here, leave these blank. I don't mind having my microphone and my desktop audio set on every scene as one less thing that I have to set. Next thing is going to be the advanced monitoring device. For me, it's whatever's going to your cans, whatever's going to your headset, whatever your audio is going to monitor from OBS, whatever monitoring audio you're setting from OBS, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm tripping myself up here. But whatever audio monitoring from OBS is going to your headset, that's what you're gonna pick. So if for me, that's my focus, right? So if you want to send your audio to whatever your USB microphone, the back of your speakers, wherever you're gonna send your OBS audio, there we go. That is what you want to set here. Okay, so select that. I've also disabled Windows audio ducking, so I've checked that and disabled Windows audio ducking because I was having an issue that every time that I open OBS, sometimes my audio would be louder, sometimes it would be lower, and I had to keep going back and checking settings. That's where you would check this. That way I stop having issues. So that's what that does. It allows for Windows to not set the audio for you up and down, right? For ducking, audio ducking. If you know what audio ducking is, where it sets when you talk, it automatically lowers the volume and then brings it back up. That was having certain issues with that. I disabled it. That's what that is. Hit OK and you're good to go. Another thing real quick, I'm gonna go into my sound settings in Windows, and then here when you open your sound settings, go to app volume devices, and then here you can select to route certain devices to, or certain applications to certain audio if you have options like I do. That way you don't have them mix it in with your headphones. So that way everything that you can hear in your headphones comes straight from OBS. You're not monitoring something completely independent unless you want to, under your sound settings, this is where you would select that. So as you can see, I have my Discord going to my Blue Yeti. So the audio is going directly into the Blue Yeti. It's not coming in through my headphones. That way I can have OBS 100% control that. Same thing with iTunes. I have that going to the HDMI. I have plenty of options. That way I don't have iTunes coming directly into my headphones. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm monitoring directly from OBS. All right, so let's go ahead and add a couple of sources. Let's add our PS5 audio here. I'm gonna go and click on the plus sign, go to audio input capture, and I'm gonna add PS5 chat. I'm gonna type that in, hit OK or enter. And then if we remember, my PS5 chat is coming in through my rear microphone input on the PC. So I'm gonna hit OK there. And if we look here, you can see that that line is very dirty. It's a very noisy line. But so we're gonna add a couple filters. I'm gonna click on the dots here and then go to filters. And the first filter I'm gonna add is going to be a noise suppression filter. And there's two noise suppression filters. The RN noise suppression filter that uses more CPU, and I don't want to use CPU usage. I want to use as little as possible CPU usage here. So I'm gonna select speed. Now this is a lower quality filter, so it does affect your noise. So if I was using a noise suppression filter for my microphone, I would use the RN noise filter, noise suppression. But because this is totally independent of the people who are speaking on the other side and whatever microphone they got, right? It's fine if it, you know, lowers their quality a little bit, right? And it's not like it's gonna degrade it a lot. It's just gonna lower the quality just a little bit. So if I go to the right here to 0 dB, you notice the noise comes back. I'm gonna bring that back to right around 30 to 32, which is where it looked pretty good, right? So now all my noise is gone. I'm also gonna add another filter, which is going to be a limiter. That way, if somebody yells or screams on the other side, it doesn't blow out my ears, doesn't blow out the stream's ears, and it doesn't peak for my video recording. I'm gonna leave it at -6 for the purpose of the video. You set it wherever you want to set it for whatever your needs are. Okay, and then I've set those. I'm gonna hit close. Next thing I'm gonna add is going to be an application audio capture. And I know it says beta here, you guys, but this thing is actually really well, works out really well. What we're gonna do is gonna add our Discord chat. So Discord chat, we're gonna name this, hit OK. And then we're gonna capture the audio coming in from Discord, which is the inadequates. For me, I'm gonna hit OK. And now we've added the Discord chat. Notice since that's an application capture, there's no noise coming to that, but I am gonna add a filter to that just because I don't want to blow out again or peak at any point. I'm gonna leave it at 6 for the purpose of the video. You set it to wherever you think is best. And then next thing, let's just add iTunes. Let's add iTunes here. I'm gonna do another application audio capture, and then we're gonna do iTunes. I've already added that in, so we're gonna hit OK. So let's say that I wanted to add iTunes separately from how I have it routed to the HDMI audio. So what I would do is instead it's the same way that I added the PlayStation 5 audio in my previous video. I would do an audio output capture, and then I'm gonna name this iTunes 2, hit OK. And then from the drop down, I'm gonna look for HDMI, digital audio HDMI. I'm gonna select that. And now I have iTunes coming in from an output capture device. So that's how you would add that in. Okay, I'm gonna delete that real quick because we don't really need it. There we go, perfect. I'm gonna bring the PS5 chat down, and I'm gonna color code that. I'm gonna hit right click there and then color code that blue just to keep things nice and neat here. And then I'm gonna color code that my Discord chat. I brought that down. I'm gonna set right click and then set that purple under set colors. Okay, and there we go. I'm gonna leave that right now for now, like that. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna click. It doesn't matter which one of these under your audio mixer you click. I'm gonna click on the 3 dots, go to advanced audio properties, and this is where you're gonna set your tracks and how they record and how they go out, right? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to tracks. Your tracks, this is where you're gonna independently record if you're recording video. This is where you're gonna independently record each track. So for me, everything that's selected on track 1, that's going out to my stream. And every time that you add a source on here, it's going to select all 6 tracks. So we added the PS5 chat. We don't want that going to all 6 tracks. We do want to go into the stream. We also want it recorded on track 1. So we're going to leave track 1 checked. But I don't want it to be mixed in with my game audio. So I'm going to uncheck track 2. I don't want it to be mixed in with my microphone audio. So I'm going to uncheck track 3. But I do want it recorded on its own independent track on 4. So I'm going to leave that one selected, uncheck 5 and 6. And I'm going to do the same thing for Discord chat. I don't want it on track 2 or 3 because that's my microphone and game. I do want it going out to stream, so I'm going to leave 1 and I'll select 5 and 6. And if you notice here, let me make sure I have everything right. Yep. So if you notice here, now all my alerts are going, if we look here, alerts are going to the stream. Desktop audio is being recorded on track 2. Like I said, independently. I don't do desktop audio and gaming at the same time, so it's not a big deal, right? That's being recorded independently on track 2. And then all these, right, every single one of these other than my webcam is being recorded on track 1 and going out to stream on track 1. But track 2 is my game audio independently being recorded, and then track 3 is my microphone independently being recorded, and my chat, whether it's console or Discord, is being independently recorded on each individual track. That way you have the ability on your video editing software to manipulate this however you need. Okay, and that's how you would do that. If you're streaming, right, or if you're recording and you want to hear it on your headset, then you need to make sure that you're monitoring an output here. So I have everything on my alerts, right? I need Discord chat to come through my ears, so I'm going to monitor and output that. I want iTunes to come through my ears, I'm going to monitor and output that. I want my PS5 chat to come through my ears, I'm going to monitor and output that. And there you go. So all this stuff is now coming through my headset. That's what that setting was earlier. That is what the monitoring device is. So whatever your audio monitoring here, that's your monitoring device. That's what that is here. If we go to output, your stream, everything on track 1, for me, track 1 is selected. I know you can barely see it here because, again, I'm recording, so I can't move some certain things around. But everything that's going to track 1 for me, that's my stream track. I'm also going to go under recording. I'm also recording that track independently. I'm also recording track 2 independently, track 3 independently, and track 4 independently, and which is going to be my game, my microphone, and my chat. And that's how you would go about recording everything independently and separating your stuff and separating your audio and routing it. And I don't know if I said this, but if we go under your settings here, because I have a mono microphone, if I go here under my settings, my mono microphone, I select mono, and that turns it into a stereo microphone, so it comes out of both ears instead of just the left ear or right ear, vice versa. All right, and that's it, you guys. Here, your sync offset. If you need a, if you have a little bit of sync issues with your camera and your voice and your lips, this is where you would select that for your microphone. Just by a few milliseconds, you can adjust it. Same thing if your game audio is off by a few milliseconds, you can adjust it here. This is where you would do all the adjustments there. All right, so we're going to move on to the console settings. That way you can see where you need to set everything at. I don't have anybody to chat with on here, but I will give you the information so you can have that as well. All right, guys, so here we are on the PlayStation 5. We're going to go to settings here. And then in your settings, you're going to go onto sounds. And I believe if for the more or less, this should be almost the same process for your Xbox. If it's not, let me know, put it in the chat. If you know how to get to there on your Xbox, put it in chat and let us know. Okay, anyways, but more or less it should be the same process. What you're going to do is to audio output capture, you're going to select controller headset. Okay, and then under output to headphones, you're going to select voice chat audio only. Don't put all audio because then it'll send your game audio through there as well. So we're going to put voice chat audio. You're going to select that there. Okay, and then if you turn this on, switch output device automatically. If you turn that on, I have it off because I move stuff around, but if you turn this on, every time you connect to your headphones, whatever settings you have here, right, whatever settings you have here, every time you plug into your the controller, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, next thing, go to your volume. Make sure your headphone volume is all the way up. Another thing, if you press your PS button and we go to sounds, here, if you have a party chat, right? If you have a party chat going, so make sure your volumes are up. But if you have a party chat going, this is where you would configure that. Or if you have a party chat going, you would go independently into the party chat itself. I don't have a party chat going on, unfortunately, but you would go into the party chat itself, and that's where you would control each individual person and how loud they are. Okay, I don't have that here because I don't have a party chat going on, but that's how you would do that. All right, you guys, I believe that's it. That's how I separate some of my audio in OBS Studio so I can have better controls of my stream and how I can have better control on my video editing. That is it, I believe. If you feel like I missed something or you feel like I need to go deeper into something, let me know, put it in the chat. I'll try to help you out as best as I can. If I need to pump out a video, I'll pump out a video on that. Also, if you want to know how I separate my audio for two completely different consoles with two people streaming on two completely separate consoles, but still be able to get the stream audio or have everything completely separate in OBS, let me know. I will put it in, I'll pump out a video. I'll pump out a video. So I was gonna say I'll put it in the chat, but I will pump out a video on how to do that. Anyways, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. Hope you have a great day, night, evening, going to sleep, wherever you are. Hopefully it's well. Guys, thank you so much. And until next time, don't forget to hit that like button and remember to stay inadequate.